Sir, all of us heard that small is beautiful, but when it comes to land holding in agriculture, uh, it it appears to be bad. So most of the farmers in Chitrakoot district are having less than 1.2 acre of land, and even some of the marginal farmers, uh, about 57% of the farm families, particularly in tribal areas, they are owning less than 1 acre of land. With the cereal based cropping system, these farm families are finding it difficult to meet out their food, nutritional, economic, and employment security. So the only option left with us is to demonstrate nutri-based farming system model by integrating fruits with vegetables. So in this project, we have plan to develop 200 such models under two farming situations. One is rain-fed and another is irrigated conditions. So if we see, so the our host organization, so the our host organization was set up in 1968 by Nanaji Deshmukh to validate the philosophy of Pandit Deendayal ji, that is integral humanism. Our institute is working on developing sustainable models. One of such model is self-reliance model for sustaining the rural economy. Under self-reliance model, we are working in more than 560 revenue villages, particularly tribal belts, where we are working on poverty, unemployment, education, health, social consciousness, dispute-free village, and neat and clean village. This is the neat and clean village where we are like to focus through this project. So our experience with the we are already having working with Biodiversity International for the last 10 years, where we have worked on this diversifications, JAV project, and the first phase of the CFL project, and some of the achievements of CFL projects that we have successfully covered 1,000 farm families in 77 farm tribal villages, and over 9,500 fruit samplings that have been planted in 142 homestead in homestead, and the plant survival of these species have been to the tune of 81%. We have achieved a maximum survival of plants in guava and minimum in beer plants. To have a better survival of plants, we have also introduced this picture system of irrigations, where we have achieved more than 98% survival of plants. So beside this, we have two Krishi Vigyan Kendras, Deendayal Institute, one in Satna district and one in Chitrakoot district, that will support technically these projects. We have also conducted, during the first phase, we have conducted the nutritional status of survey of the tribal women, and by designing a frequency questionnaire and dietary intake of 24 hours food intake, where we try to know the food habits of those farm women, and the nutritional status of farm women, that was that was deficit in iron, vitamin A, folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin C2. Even the frequency, the food, particularly if we see the vegetable and fruit intake, most of the farm women said that they consume vegetable twice a week, and fruits, even most of the families, they said that they consume once in a month. So this is even if we have also tried to know the anemic conditions of the farm women, and we are surprised to see that 98% of the farm women that were having their hemoglobin content less than 12. So this is the baseline data, and we are going to consider those farm families. So if we see the agroecological conditions of Chitrakoot region that favors year-round availability of fruits like amla, lemon, guava, beer, whale, aronda, pomegranate, all 12 kinds of fruits have their suitability for the region. With these problems, we have set the objective. That first objective is to ensure year-round availability of fruits and vegetable for nutritional security of the marginal group of farmers. And the second one is to ensure livelihood security by generating surplus of fruits. Then third is conceptualize the multi-storied horti-based farming system by utilizing the interspace, that is 80, almost 70 to 88% of the land that is left, which can be utilized suitably for growing seasonal vegetables. And with this, we have established 38 models in our district with the support of Indian Institute of Horticulture and Deputy Director, our DDG Horticulture have been kind enough by providing vegetable seeds from ICAR this year also. So, and the third one is to demonstrate agroecological practices like soil health management. Then we are talking about natural farming. All these, then soil and water conservation measures, because Bundelkhand region has a harsh climate. So under such situation, the soil and water conservation techniques matters more. So we are considering all these aspects. So about the methodology, so we have two farming systems. One is irrigated and the rain-fed conditions. Our target group will be particularly tribals. I have also mentioned SC because in UP the tribal population, that is all, is considered as scheduled caste. So the area under one replication will be 1600, which is considered as 1 biga of land. So, and we are considering 10 fruit species. All these out of these 10 species, 8 will be planted as a top story crop, and this papaya and coronda. Papaya under irrigated conditions, coronda under rain-fed conditions as a fillet tree, and as a ground cover will be growing also under irrigated conditions, summer vegetables, winter vegetables, and rainy season vegetables. But under rain-fed conditions, particularly our cucurbits can be grown during rainy seasons. The planting system will be square system. Under irrigated conditions, the method of irrigation will be macro irrigation, and under rain-fed conditions, submerged feature system of irrigation will be there. So we are considering dwarf plants with the early bearing fruit habit. So we have mentioned some of the varieties based on their characteristics, and the vegetables will be after discussion with IIBR and IIHR, those varieties which will be abiotic or biotic resistance or tolerant varieties will be considered. Agroecological practices that we have proposed for soil health management, incorporation of phosphorians and cover cropping, and planting across the slope, particularly in the Bundelkhand region. Most of the lands, they are having gentle slope, so we have proposed to reduce soil erosion and conserve water. So for water and moisture conservation, micro irrigation system, then rainwater harvesting through Manrega, and use of organic mulches, then pitcher system of planting. This has been a good success during the first phase. Then intercropping, particularly multiple cropping, companion cropping, crop rotation based on legume crops, and use of biological inputs. Natural, we are talking about natural farming. Then microbial formulates like Jivamit and botanical pesticide Nimastra, Varmastra for checking the pest control. So methodology, so we have proposed training modules, and one the learning from NIGRA, where we have been able to establish particularly custom hiring centers, and through JAP we have established community seed bank. So we have proposed CSB for timely operation of orchards, particularly garden and implements that will be used in those gardens, and community seed bank, particularly of vegetable crops. So this is the work plan we have proposed under 7 headings. That is planning. In first year, we'll be planning in identification, site selections, varietal selections, and planting of fruit trees, and simultaneously capacity building of the self-help groups. So the project output, it is estimated, but presently we have surveyed and socio-economic condition of those farm families, and found that their earning per annum is less than 25,000 through the most of the farm families that are totally dependent on forest produce. So through this model, we are hoping that we will be achieving through 1 biga we will be earning more than 1 lakh rupees by sale of this vegetable crops, and those fruit crop, particularly papaya, which will start bearing fruit. So besides this will also have nutritional impact, uh, that will have increased access to nutrients, improve dietary diversity by that will come by sale of the surplus fruits, and it will enhance the household and nutritional security, increase community. Yes, yes. So it will also add local biodiversity. Yes, this will improve the soil health as we are practicing natural and organic farming practices, and reduce carbon footprint. Okay, okay, okay. So, so this is how we can scale up this project. As we know that in Mandrega we have a liver component that will support in land preparation, digging of pits, and creation of farm water conservation structures. And through MIDH and TSP we can provide them material components, supply of quality planting methods, seasonal vegetables, seeds, and of course, for technical support, we have Krishi Vigyan Kendras and horticulture department that can support in providing the seasonal seed vegetable varieties. For community structures, we have that will form a garden management committee that will be comprised of self-help groups and RHO, and every this panchayat has a rural horticulture extension officers and one expert from KVKs. That will the KVK will provide technical advice. So we have proposed a budget of 57 lakhs rupees. So particularly for establishing the CSP and CSC, initial planting material.
Your objectives you have mentioned year round okay. But do you have any product available with you?
Yeah, so
we have crop calendar, which you have developed month-wise availability.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you have what you have not shown?
So
Another point. Multi-storied model. Again, we need to have a clear multi-storied model. So, do you have any practiced and developed any model which is implementable?
yes, we have established 2 models at our KVK for demonstration and 38 models at farmers field during the first phase of CFI.
Negi, it seems in your project you are trying to add 2 plus 2, 4 models. I think. No, no, 2 models, 4 units.
2 sites, dedicated
So that means it's a 4 units you will be establishing in 2 situations. But we are, I mean, I don't know. We are interested in the number of farmers who will be associated, and
we'll cover 200 farmers.
no, that is for capacity building and all, and we have all the components, including the vegetables and the herbs and the greens and everything will be there. So little bit, because we want to have a little wider coverage. Of course, 1,000+ farmers cannot be benefited from one unit. That's what I can understand. It will be replicas of your already well established models to such situation. That's what. So we'll take a call on that. We'll see how best to have, like, see, when you have convergence of so many schemes there, that was the idea what we discussed earlier also, that why not to use the other sources, because part of those components, if are reflected here, it will be more, it give us more clarity that how the state TSP, how the MIDS, some of the schemes are in operation, Manrega is there. So how those components can be used here to have more number of units, and because it seems that it involves all entire cost in establishing the thing and making it. So within 2 years or 3 years you will be doing it, but we want little more numbers actually. Numbers just four in a project, little less. I think you can have more sites so that the beneficiary number, and it is just a model farm. So that's the interaction point, or is how to contact the farmers.
So like you mentioned here that you were having 100 farmers or 1,000 farmers. 200 farmers. Though this is model will be in each farmer field only. But do you have anything approach about like government scheme to be convergence here? So like horticulture department have a lot of program already going on here. So your model can also be.
We are considering this intercropping part with the support of horticulture department and
That for vegetables.
ICAR. Yes, only the fruit part that will be met through this project.
Okay. Anyway, we'll discuss more on that later, maybe. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, then. Thank you very much.